Hello and welcome back to Tricolor Gaming with me, Fletcher. And welcome back to my mod testing map here on Jurassic World Evolution 2. And today we're going to go through a huge glut of new species and a few remodel mods that have been released on Nexus thanks to the tools now being updated, the Cobra tools being updated and working with the newest version of the game. Don't forget, if you have not already done so, please do consider giving us a like and subscribe to the channel for more content on Jurassic World Evolution 2 and the other games that Tricolor Gaming plays. Now, I've already got lots of dinosaurs and new species lined up ready to go, so I'm going to get straight into it, and I think we're going to start with some of the new dinosaurs that we're getting. So I'm going to get them out. I'll do their hatchery release animation and then we'll talk about them afterwards. And here is our first dinosaur. This is the wonderful Concavinator by LA Studios. We're going to start with LA Studios' mods. There's two that I want to look at, and they were pretty famous for Jurassic World Evolution 1, bringing some really good new species, and I think they're on to a good thing already here with the Concavinator. I love these patterns and these skins. I've got all the skins on randomization, so I haven't chosen any particular ones, but these are absolutely wonderful. And I think just adds another sort of medium-sized theropod for our parks. Got the quills there on the head. I've already had a look at this guy in the species viewer, and basically the changing of the color pattern just changes the color of the crests. It doesn't do anything really to the rest of the dinosaur. I kind of like that because I think the pattern is perfectly fine as is. If I was going to say one way of improving it, I would say maybe have the colours on the quills and maybe the rear spinal crest as well, but apart from that, I absolutely love the Concavinator. And staying with LA Studios, let's have a look at dinosaur number 2. And there we have it, the wonderful Myra, also by LA Studios. This one has been out previously. In fact, I think my first mod spotlight video I ever did was on the Myra, but unfortunately it was broken with the new patch. But here we go, it is back, and I have to say, looking wonderfully resplendent as ever, with the lovely patterns down the side and these very strange crests. It's a very strange Stegosaurian in general, but I think LA Studios has done a really good job on this. And the changing of the pattern colours changes the patterns you'd see on the plate. I believe this is based on the Wuhasaurus, however that's pronounced. So if you want to get an idea about what the colours will look like, just have a look at that. But yeah, absolutely wonderful to see this strange Stegosaurian back. LA Studios has also done Megalodon. I'm not a massive fan of the Megalodon, so I'm not including it in this one, but if you are a fan of it, do check them out on Nexus Mods. And I look forward, LA Studios, to seeing hopefully more of your animals coming back from Jurassic World Evolution 1, including that Seismosaurus. I would love to see that come back. But we're going to move on from LA Studios, and we're going to check out another creator. And we move to the Nexus mod creator Sweetener, and we're going to look at 3 of his particular animals, and we're going to start with this, the Hylaeosaurus. This is actually quite a famous dinosaur. It's one of a few that were discovered in Britain when dinosaurs were basically still unknown to the wider population, like Megalosaurus iguanodon. Hylaeosaurus is one of those very early discoveries, and it's basically another sort of nodosaurid, but I think I really like having another English dinosaur in the game. We do have some interesting species here. The patterns don't do very much to the model, so if I was going to suggest an improvement, Sweetener, maybe make the patterns a little clearer. But in terms of the dinosaur's coloration and everything, I think it looks absolutely wonderful as another little nodosaurid for our parks. But while Sweetener has done Hylaeosaurus, he has also done 2 very interesting aquatics, which we're going to have a look at now. So, this is the first one I want to have a look at, and this is Sweetener's 1993 Jurassic Park The Game skin and remodel for the Tylosaurus. So this makes it look like the Tylosaurus from the Telltale game, and I think it looks glorious. Again, this mod is a returning mod. It's been on the game before, but was broken by the DLC, by the patches and everything. So it's nice to see this come back. I absolutely love how sort of reptilian it looks, and how it reminds me of the Librodon, actually. Something I don't use the standard Tylosaurus very often, because I think it's a very boring and bland looking animal. But I think this gives it a sort of Librodon-esque improvement with all the spines and the little just the monstrous shape of it, really. The skins and patterns do work, so you get some variation here for your Tylos. And yeah, just lovely to see this brilliant mod back. But there is another one Sweetener has done, and it is brand new, so let's have a look at that now. So this is the Pistosaurus, and I've been having a look at this. It's a curious plesiosaur. It's apparently a sort of a missing link between plesiosaurs and nothosaurs, which apparently didn't catch on at all. It's basically a plesiosaurus with this very strange, if I actually pause, you can see this very strange triangular head there. It's basically the plesiosaurus with a remodeled head, and this a new pattern which basically gives a sort of a back splotch and other splotchy patterning, and I really like it. It's nice to have just something different to the plesiosaurus that's the same sort of size, and I actually quite like how very vibrant but also distinctive how the pattern is. So we could sort of have these alongside Plesiosaurus, and they would definitely stand out. Sweetener, I look forward to seeing future mods of yours, hopefully more aquatics as well. Yeah, wonderful. So that's the Pistosaurus, the Tylosaurus, and the Hylaeosaurus from Sweetener. And let's move to our next content creator. And so we move to Hyper svgt and the wonderful Maziochaisaurus. Now this is again another species returning from the first Jurassic World Evolution 1. It was one of my top 10 new species mods actually, so I'm glad to see it coming back. Wonderful patterns, All of the patterns are based on this striping, and there's some very vibrant but also some very realistic looking ones. And I just love having Maziakai back. It's one of the few dinosaurs to come from Madagascar, and it's very strange with this the underbite from the lower jaw, which is true. This is the fossils of the head do look like this. It's not a mistake or anything. It's a oddity that makes the dinosaur unique, but it's another small carnivore to add to what is quite a small list of small carnivores that we have. We have Coelophysis, we have the Compies, and we have Troodon. That's about it. So it's nice to have another genuinely small carnivore back on the park. So lovely to see this back, SVG. And this is Hyper SVGT's other mod I wanted to show off today. This is the very cool Shangtungosaurus. It's the biggest hadrosaur that we know of in the fossil family tree. And this is basically just an Edmontosaurus, but supersized, and it's brilliant. I've had a look at this in the species viewer. I love the patterns, I love the skin colors. The patterns are all very based on this striping, but there's some very vibrant colors in there, but also some very realistic ones. And I just love having this huge hadrosaur. This is gonna look really impressive in your hadrosaur paddock, surrounded by smaller species, just to really emphasize this thing's size. And just look how small it is next to the Maziakai. So yeah, lovely dinosaur. There's also been it's got some quite easy habitat requirement, like it's perfectly happy to live on its own, and you can see it's not particularly difficult, but yeah, lovely dinosaur. And Hyper SVGT, I look forward to seeing what else you have to offer. And for our next Nexus creator, we're going to move to the large aviary I have at the back of this map. And we're going to have a look at some brand new pterosaurs which have been added into the game. So without further ado, let's get going. So these are all from Leaf Productions, and this first one is his Rhamphorhynchus. This little pterosaur, last seen in Walking with Dinosaurs, is based on the Dimorphodon, so it's a similar sort of size, but it's basically just got a very long tail, and it has a very curiously shaped head with lots of very distinctive teeth. It's nice to just have another small pterosaur species that we can have. We can also definitely have our Walking with Dinosaur parks a little more easily with it. And yeah, it's just an overall very simple mod, but a very nice new species to have while it struggles to find somewhere to perch there. Oh dear. The pterosaurs in this game, still broken frontier. They definitely need some work. And Leaf Productions has actually made a couple of other pterosaurs which are much bigger. So let's have a look at number 2. So, species number 2 is the Nyctosaurus, and this is very distinctive with this very strangely shaped crest on its head. And again, Leaf Productions looks absolutely lovely. I believe this is probably based on the Pteranodon. Actually, I don't think it is. I'm not sure which animal this is based on, but you have some very nice color combinations and very nice skin options. I love this one with the purple. I really do like that color combo. And yeah, it's basically just another medium-sized pterosaur to add, and I just think it's a bit more distinctive with that beautiful crest. And now there's one more that Leaf Productions has done, so let's go and have a look at that. Now this curious animal is the Tapandactylus. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And it's obviously based on the Tapejara, but lovely crest patterns and wing patterns for this one. This is a very, definitely exotic, if you want to call it that, a very exotic pterosaur. Now there are actually two versions of Tapandactylus available on Nexus, one by Leaf Productions and one actually by, I believe it's Sweetener, who's also done a version. I prefer this one just because I think the crest shape is a little better and a bit more refined. But yeah, lovely. Oh, it's just got stuck on its perch there. But again, like I say, just a very nice exotic pterosaur for our parks. And this is the very strange prehistoric shark, Helicoprion. Now, there's a few problems with this mod, Leaf Productions, if you are watching. The patterns don't work, and it has no name. But apart from that, I think it's an interesting new species to have in the park, just because of the weird shape of its front jaws. It's nice to have something other than marine reptiles for the lagoon. I know LA Studios, you've done your Megalodon as well. It'd be nice to see more animals, stranger to varieties of shark, for example, or say the giant sea turtle Archon. But Leaf, it's nice to see Helicoprion back or in the game. But yeah, and then I hope you can get these problems sorted out just to make the mod a bit more polished. So that was the Helicoprion, and then the pterosaurs Rhamphorhynchus, Nyctosaurus, and the Tapandactylus. I'm going to have trouble saying that pterosaur for a while. So that was Leaf Productions, and that is all of the new species mods I want to show off. The next two mods we're going to have a look at are entirely remodels of existing animals, so let's check those out now. So this is the Dimetrodon remodel by Swift-Wyvern, and basically all he's done is he's modified the Dimetrodon body to make it look a bit closer to the fossil. So basically it's a remodel to the head to make it look a little more accurate, but he's also changed how the pattern works on the sail just to make it a lot more vivid. And I have to say, I absolutely adore the way the patterns now work on the sails. I think this one, out of the combo I've got here, I think this one is probably my favourite, this wonderful stark white and grey pattern. And yeah, it's just a nice little remodel, just a touch up to the Dimetrodon, just to improve how it looks for yourself, and to also improve the coloration, because the patterns on the Dimetrodon were not brilliant, I have to say. So this one definitely is a good improvement there. So that was Swift-Wyvern's Dimetrodon model edit. And we're going to now have a look at another model edit, and probably one that has been most looked forward to by everyone in the community. So this is the Baryonyx remodel by Primal Tyrantum, and basically it makes the Baryonyx look like the website Barry that we saw for all the marketing stuff for the Jurassic World movies. I haven't got the exact color, the same coloration, the yellow one, that is available, but these are some different colorations and different patterns we have going on here. And yeah, it's just nice to have the Baryonyx not look like an oversized crocodile again. Absolutely love how vibrant these are, especially this orange and red skin here. So yeah, it's nice to see the Barry looking back to normal. I believe he has also done a Tylosaurus remodel, which I haven't had a look at yet, but it also looks equally as good. So yeah, this is the Baryonyx remodel by Primal Tyrantum. So we've had a lot of new species and some remodels come in today. Well, yesterday on Nexus Mods. I will try to put all the links to these mods down in the description tab down below. And yeah, I have to say that these are looking absolutely brilliant so far. I can't wait to see what other species and remodels we are going to get in game. Don't forget, if you are new here, don't forget to give us a like, and do consider subscribing if you want to have more news, gameplay, mod news from Jurassic World Evolution 2 and other games that Triclaw Gaming are playing at the moment. I'll be back in part 2 of this video having a look at the new decoration mods we've had, but for the time being, stay safe and goodbye.